members of PCS Legal. I'm here just to quickly talk to you about what conveyancing is, when we need a licensed conveyancer or solicitor when purchasing the first property. Who are PCS Legal? PCS Legal are an established firm of licensed conveyancers and probate practitioners regulated by the Council for Licensed Conveyancers. Based on land registry statistics, we are ranked in the top 4% of conveyancing law firms in England and Wales. We have 4 offices based in London, Basildon, Ongar, Wingford in Essex. Our experience, our property lawyers have extensive legal experience in all fields of property law and are qualified to deal with all of your needs. We have dedicated new build, shared ownership and first-time buyer departments, which all staff have bundles of experience in dealing with similar transactions. What is conveyancing? Conveyancing is the legal transfer of a property from one owner to another. The process involves a conveyancing solicitor or licensed conveyancer who acts on behalf of the buyer to ensure their client receives the title deeds to the property and the land it sits on. Conveyancing covers the legal aspect and admin work required to ensure the house purchase is valid under law. Whether you purchase, sell or remortgage a property, you will require a conveyancing solicitor or a licensed conveyancer to act on your behalf. What are searches? Searches are inquiries submitted to various authorities which provide you with more information about the property you plan to purchase. The authorities include local councils, the Environmental Agency, coal and water authorities. Searches provide crucial information relating to the property. For example, whether or not the road serving it is publicly adopted highway, whether there are any mine shafts in the immediate vicinity, or whether it's subject to any planning enforcement notices. During the conveyancing process, we will conduct these searches on your behalf. The searches, they are valid for 6 months and it will also be a requirement of your mortgage lender. What is the contract agreement? The contract, sometimes referred to as an agreement, is the legal contract between the buyer and the seller for the purchase or sale of the property. It contains the terms of the contract, such as the price, the completion date, the amount of deposit paid, as well as any conditions to which it is subject to. It is a legal document, and once the contract is exchanged, it is legally binding to all parties. The contract is prepared by the seller's conveyancer and then submitted to the buyer's conveyancer for their approval or any amendments that are required. Once the contracts have been exchanged, you are then legally committed to purchase the property and you may not withdraw from the purchase. What is your deposit? The deposit is usually 10% of the property purchase price, although 5% is accepted through Help to Buy matters and also shared ownership properties. You will pay the deposit to your conveyancer, who will then send the monies to the seller's conveyancer on exchange of contracts. Cash and cheques cannot be accepted by your solicitor. Any remaining monies to purchase the property will then all be paid on completion. What is exchange of contracts? Exchange of contracts is legal exchange of the buyer's and seller's contract, which makes your transaction legally binding. The actual exchange takes place between both the buyer's and seller's conveyancer. During the exchange of contracts, the conveyancers will read out the contracts over the telephone. Once exchange has taken place, you are legally bound to purchase the property and you cannot withdraw. It's common practice for the developer or housing association to set an exchange deadline, which can be any period from 14 to 28 days. You must exchange within the dedicated time frame, otherwise you would be at risk of losing the property. What is legal completion? Legal completion is when you receive the keys to your new property and you become the legal owners. If you have purchased a new build property, you will receive the notice, which is a set amount of time to proceed to completion once the property has been built. Otherwise, the completion date will be agreed between all parties on exchange of contracts. The conveyancer will ensure all your mortgage monies and or Help to Buy monies are in place and all required documentation has been signed for completion. On the day of completion, the keys will be released either at the site office or the property for you to collect. Stamp duty formalities are concluded and And your conveyancer will then proceed to register the property at the land registry, which will show you as the legal owners. What is stamp duty? Stamp duty, or stamp duty land tax in official terms, is charged to buyers in England and Northern Ireland when purchasing a residential property or piece of land that costs more than $125,000 or $300,000 for first-time buyers. This tax applies to both freehold and leasehold properties, whether you're buying outright or with a mortgage. There are many different rates of stamp duty now. Obviously, with the recent changes, you've now got your first-time buyer rates. So if you're purchasing for under $300,000, there is no stamp duty that's payable. If you do have second properties, obviously the rates do change, so it's definitely worth checking before you proceed to purchase what that stamp duty is going to be for you. How to instruct your chosen conveyancer. Once you proceed to purchase a property, it is likely the developer, housing association or estate agent will have their own recommended conveyancers for you to use. Always remember there's no requirement for you to use the recommended company, however there will be a good reason as to why they are recommended. The three things you need to look out for: cost. Conveyancing fees can vary from £300 to £3,000. Ensure quotes you receive are all upfront costs